Amazon's Prime Video has steadily evolved into one of the strongest streaming destinations for fans of imaginative fantasy storytelling. While the platform first gained traction through prestige dramas and sharp comedies, its investment in the fantasy genre has grown significantly. Today, its fantasy section spans a wide range of worlds, tones, and storytelling styles, offering something for both longtime genre fans and newcomers. One of the biggest reasons Prime Video's fantasy slate stands out is the massive variety. Some shows dive into their own mythologies and epics filled with ancient lore, while others blend fantasy with science fiction, historical drama, or grounded character stories. This range allows Prime to explore the genre from multiple angles, giving viewers all kinds of fantastical experiences that feel fresh and distinct. The rise of high-budget streaming fantasy has also contributed to the genre's expansion. Platforms have increasingly backed ambitious fantasy projects, bringing cinematic-quality world-building, visual effects, and production design to television. Prime Video has embraced this shift in their programming, crafting series that deliver the scope of blockbuster films without losing the depth and episodic development that makes TV storytelling so satisfying. Another strength of Prime Video's fantasy lineup is how it meets different audience expectations. Some shows reward patient, long-form viewing with complex narratives full of prophecies, political power plays, and interwoven mythologies. Others feel lighter or more experimental, using magical realism, unusual aesthetics, or genre fusion to tell stories that break away from traditional fantasy tropes. This balance keeps the platform's offerings dynamic and unpredictable. Ultimately, Prime Video's fantasy library succeeds because it treats the genre with seriousness, imagination, and a willingness to innovate. Whether a series transports viewers to alternate realms, reimagined histories, or entirely original landscapes, each one reflects a commitment to bold storytelling. As the platform continues to expand, its fantasy catalog remains one of its most compelling offerings, allowing viewers to get lost in richly crafted worlds. 10. The Magician's 5 Seasons. Based on Lev Grossman's trilogy of novels, The Magicians follows Quentin Coldwater, Jason Ralph, and his friends as they study magic at Brakebills University and confront increasingly dangerous threats. As the show gets underway, Quentin discovers that the magical world from his favorite childhood story is real, and poses a major threat to humankind. Elsewhere, Quentin's childhood friend Julia Wicker, Stella Maeve, is set off course when she's denied entry to Brakebills University, but her search for magic outside the school leads to different issues. The Magicians blends dark humor, emotional depth, and high-concept fantasy, often subverting genre conventions. Its imaginative storytelling and character-driven arcs make it one of Prime Video's most engaging fantasy shows. Carnival Row 2 Seasons. An original from the streamer, Carnival Row is set in a Victorian-inspired world where mythological creatures coexist with humans. Following Detective Rycroft, Philo, Philostrate, Orlando Bloom, and refugee Vinette Stonemoss, Cara Delevingne, as they navigate political turmoil, discrimination, and supernatural mysteries, Carnival Row is based on the novel A Killing on Carnival Row by Travis Beacham. The show's rich world building and thematic reach makes it a standout for dark fantasy shows. With wonderful performances by Bloom, Delevingne, and a massive array of guest actors, Carnival Row is a standout for Prime Video. Grimm 6 Seasons. After its original run on NBC, Grimm has found its home on Prime Video in its streaming era. Following homicide detective Nick Burkhart, David Giuntoli, of the Portland Police Department as he learns about his magical roots. Discovering he comes from a line of Grimms, capable of seeing mythical creatures known as Weezon, the series follows a procedural format. Blending procedural elements with a dark mystery and fairy tale mythology, Grimm's 6-season run was able to offer both episodic storytelling rooted in mysterious folklore, and serialized stories that span the length of the series. Grimm's mixture of formats makes it a fun series to watch. The Librarians 4 Seasons. An adventure series, The Librarians follows a group tasked with protecting mystical artifacts while solving supernatural threats. Based on the novel The Librarian by David Titcher, the series has a rich premise that helps to build up its lore throughout its run. With a cast that includes Rebecca Romin, Noah Weil, and Christian Kane, the series has both regular and recurring stars that make an impact. More light-hearted than some of the other Prime Video offerings, The Librarians blends humor, mythology, and episodic quests to create a charming series. Reminiscent of old-style fantasy adventures, the series blends the old and the new to create a completely unique story. My Lady Jane. 1 Season. A fantastical reimagining of Lady Jane Grey's life, My Lady Jane mixes historical fiction with magical elements throughout its run. The Prime Video original stars Emily Badder as Lady Jane Grey, an English noblewoman who was proclaimed Queen of England for just 9 days. On the series, Jane is coerced by her mother into marrying Lord Guilford Dudley, but in the events leading up to her marriage finds out that creatures called Ethians exist throughout her kingdom. Full of magical elements and humor, My Lady Jane offers a playful approach to alternate history, turning a tragic real-world figure into a witty and empowered heroine. Good Omens 2 seasons. Adapted from Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett's novel of the same name, Good Omens follows the unlikely partnership between Angel Aziraphale, Michael Sheen, and Demon Crowley, David Tennant, as they try to prevent Armageddon. The series builds on the pair's unlikely friendship, allowing the duo of Sheen and Tennant to shine alongside one another as the rest of the world crumbles. Throughout Good Omens' first 2 seasons, the series works hard to blend sharp humor and heartfelt moments in order to create a fascinating world. With a rich mythology and the ability to propel its story forward without deep mechanics, Good Omens is well worth the watch.